Welcome back to the Good Talk, our post-game re-chat and Q&A.
Yeah.
Where we discuss the game that we just played and answer all your burning questions, both Warhammer and otherwise. We just came out of a fantastic game on Happy, Glorious Ascension Day between the Genestealer cults as the Pauper Princes and the Space Marines as the Ultramarines.
Yeah, Ascension Day it was.
It was indeed.
You're going to be very disappointed when the Tyranids come.
Yeah. Oh my. It's such good lore.
Yeah,
oh my
it's
god.
Great.
Yeah, so it was a great game.
It was
very
a great
close.
game. Dude, it was super close.
4-point differential.
That's nuts. It wasn't as close as, spoiler, Thursdays. It was like a 2-point difference?
It was a 1-point difference. I won't say which way, but it was a 1-point game.
Crazy.
Very, very, very fun. We got to try out some. We've been continuing to try out the new Genestealer cults. Got to see the Pauper Princes today, which I like a lot. I'll be honest. I think they give a good balance of types of tools. So like +1 to hit on the turn that you charge makes all your melee better, obviously. The resistance to combat attrition is mild.
I think it was big.
You think it's big?
Because I mean, you're so prone to it.
That's true. That's true.
That it just totally mitigates it.
It adds up. Yeah. You like almost don't care, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then almost related to that, the 5+ invuln bubble, really,
Dude.
make that 20-man really play well, right?
Yeah. That was like, that should be your MVP. We're not there yet, but that should be.
That's fair. That's fair.
I felt like you had a lot of tools to take away mine as well. I thought Ultramarines being more shooty than Blood Angels, that it would just feel a lot better. I would just kill you before you even get to me. Overwatch would be amazing. Yeah. Never Overwatched once.
No.
Shooting wasn't super great, but it dealt with things little by little. If anything, it kind of limited me to whatever you put out. Whereas Blood Angels, I was pressuring you more. It almost goes back to how 8th edition was, where I just want to pressure the Genestealer player as much as I can. And doing that actually hinders you greatly. And it's the kind of the way you want to play against Genestealers.
I think absolutely.
Yeah.
Get that pressure on them. Don't let them play into their plans.
Yeah.
The sort of death ball can work really well. You needed just a bit more ground here.
Yeah.
Like the battle, this game was decided by who could control the middle at a given point.
Right. But I was very much playing your game. Like I could only take as much as you gave me. You kept screening me out of the middle. I could advance up, but I would just hit a screen.
Right.
So it was just craziness.
Yeah. It was super cool to see, honestly.
Yeah.
And the Genestealer cult being able to kind of push out on the different flanks, lean more or less in one direction.
I just didn't have enough to kind of like I was already spreading thin by pushing out Redemptors to take things, and I would just lose it instantly. Yeah. Oh my gosh, it was really good.
Wild.
Yeah.
So super pleased with them. And the Ultramarines, you got to play with Calgar.
Yeah,
same.
Very fun. No, even Uriel was super fun. Calgar was amazing. He did fight. He did kill something.
Yes, canonically. Can't change it.
But yeah, it was super fun. I really am pleased with playing Ultramarines. I do it more often.
I liked Uriel a lot, actually.
Yeah, saving that 1 CP is amazing, and I want to do it every turn. So it's like,
Yeah, because 2 is like you can't do it every turn. You're not going to do it every turn. But 1 CP, it's fantastic. You get so many buffs.
Totally.
Do you have an MVP for this game?
I actually really liked the Intercessors. But actually the ATVs did the work. I think they, like, point for point, they probably took the most.
Yeah.
They were relevant all throughout the game. They got me the middle and my side objective, turn 1, and they stayed there. They didn't die or anything like too quickly.
No.
So yeah, I think it actually had to be the ATVs. Intercessors, close second, or close first.
I totally agree. I think they gave you a bit more of, multiple scoring units to be able to jump out there, kill things, hold things, be fast, and they're cheaper than Outriders, because it's always a question like, well,
that's true.
There's only a couple kinds of units that Space Marines have that can perform this role, and these guys are only 80 points per. So I think for sure they were the champions of the day.
For sure. Yeah, and I mean they get so many buffs from being in heavy and tactical, so I think the AP is well worth it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And then for the Genestealer cults, I think
do we have a count on how many guys you brought back? It had to be 6 every turn, right?
So good. It was about 6 every turn. I think one turn I had less than that.
Yeah.
Every other turn though was just bringing 6 back. So
that's crazy.
They just whittled very slowly down. Because you would kill like
And I tried to like kill them all in one swoop too. Like I was throwing crack grenades or like frag grenades,
right?
like slowly. I'm like, dang it, I killed one too many. Or like I would put like a Redemptor in, or I would put the ATVs in first, and then the Redemptor at the end. Still like 6 left, 7 left, 4 left, 3 left at the end.
Oh my God. It was all about slowing your roll, because you could kill, pun intended.
Slow your roll.
Like slow your roll. Like you can kill them for sure.
Yeah.
If I give you even 2 units of shooting, right, or 3 units, you're for sure going to kill them. But the idea is that I can slow that down enough to then pull out a line of sight and then tendril out next turn.
Yeah,
you know?
It feels like Necrons. If you don't wipe them, it's all for naught.
Yeah, exactly. Crazy. I was going to try to pull up the relic because we keep talking about it, but
that's a 5-0.
The 5-up invuln. It's something of the 10 dark. Oh yeah, you're talking about the resing too. So it's a couple different abilities that come into play. Pauper Prince is the Reliquary of Saint Tendark. So it's a GSC Saint, is actually what it is.
Tendark is the saint.
Tenndarc.
Huh.
Yeah.
That's a cool name.
It's like the remains of him.
Huh.
Yeah.
A few generations ago.
Pretty sweet, cool. Right? But yeah, it is that combination of that, the Claim of Us. Didn't get to turn off your OPSEC once. That was disappointing. But anyways.
You failed it. That's what it was. You rolled it, but you failed. Yeah.
That is, it looks like a very powerful ability, but the possibility of failure makes it very dicey. So anyways.
That's awesome.
That was the game. I do believe we have a number of questions, yeah?
Yes, let's start with one that I accidentally skipped.
Okay.
Sorry, but thank you, XP is overrated. GSC, so many models to assemble to make an army. Here's an idea. Lowest scoring Titan at LVO has to dye their hair a color chosen by the member.
Oh no.
That's awesome.
We can't make Bridget, we're not
Savage.
Savage.
Oh my God.
No. That's hilarious. No, I don't want to put any pressure on anyone. I think one thing that's important is that it's okay to do badly at a tournament.
Yeah, totally. That's
especially if you stick out your games, you know?
Yeah.
That's important. I'd rather have people feel comfortable with getting wrecked, you know? That's totally okay, it happens.
I mean, there's a reason for the Wooden Spoon Award.
Yeah, it's like, hey, like you had a rough time, but you are still here.
You did it. You finished.
In fact, you want to explain what the Wooden Spoon Award is? And some people might not know.
The Wooden Spoon is an award for the last placed player. So the person who probably lost all their games. Mm-hmm. And I think the idea is like, you kind of need some joy, and you also finished, which is like a big deal. We have the same thing I compete on horseback riding on races, and we have we call it the Turtle Award.
The Turtle Award.
You did the slowest, but you finished, and there's an accomplishment to that. So finishing your first tournament even in last place, or finishing your 100th tournament even in last place, is still an accomplishment.
Exactly.
Yeah, and a lot of the times that person that gets the Wooden Spoon Award is by far like the coolest person you want to play with. Like he's just the coolest guy, nicest guy.
Totally.
There to have fun. He'll just like hang out with you and
Absolutely.
Super great.
Yeah, so that kind of stuff matters a lot. So, you know.
I think we just talked Bridger into dyeing his hair regardless.
I mean, yeah. I don't think we give him a choice. Yeah.
Well, thank you, True Sherlock. Hey yo, Titans. Can't say I have a favorite in this match. So go Mel.
Wow. You know, if I didn't see it in front of me, I would have thought you made that one up.
Thank you. Just all the super chats are about me. Well, thank you, Jesse Jordan.
Yo.
Question for Adrian. Gunning for #1 ranked CK player at Chaos Knights?
Yeah.
Currently 9th-ish. Thinking about trying an Iconoclast lace with a Dread Blade Castilian to make up for Icono not being very shooty. Thoughts?
I think, it's something that's interesting in the meta right now, especially, so we talk about, I love Iconoclast, I love the fact that they get the extra attacks, they get the extra AP, so you mostly can just use their stomps for everything. But also what happens in the realm of everyone's -1 damage. You're going up against Thick City, you're going up against Crusher Stampede, you need something that can have some more oomph, and I think the Castellan can actually offer this. I don't know if they can outflank one, because I've seen some Imperial Knight players do that, where it's like you spend a bunch of CP, but you keep them off, and then they like come out with their Chronos or whatever, and you get that one turn and you just blast them off the field.
Yeah. That's awesome.
I think it could be compelling.
For sure.
Yeah. Thank you. Monk : googly-eyed skull.
Okay.
There must be a better way to read that. GSC Colt got all the sneaky boy rules that I'd like for my Alpha Legion. what do you think G-Dub could do for them apart from that extra percent wound?
Blank.
So usually when...
Oh. Naughty. Very naughty monk. I was just like, what does that
percent,
mean?
dollar sign, asterisk.
Ampersand wound. I wanted to just read them off. What any ideas? So Alpha Legion is a legion that could use its entire book, like its own book.
Yeah.
Like GSC, right?
There's so many cool directions. And yes, it's on that same path of like very sneaky, very mysterious.
Yeah.
You can go anywhere with it. But yeah, it should be very close to GSC. Be weird with less bodies, less models, but I don't know. They should just have like if you're going against Marines, like you just pick one of their units and that unit like just becomes yours. You just trade it for like another unit.
I love it.
Like here's one of mine, that's where it is, and then I'm over here. Like
so cool.
I'm off Ares, you know?
I would love there's in Sigmar the Changeling has a similar mechanic where it's like he can deploy in your opponent's deployment zone, and until he does anything like offensive, they can't attack him because they think he's part of his army.
Yeah,
Something like that would be super cool. You know?
Yeah.
I think dropping in closer would be good for them. I would love to see like a return to the shadows like we have here. That'd be super, super sweet.
All right. So. Yeah, maybe Adrian makes more sense. That's more reasonable.
I like John's.
It's less fun. It's less fun. I would vote for yours.
Well, Jesse Jordan followed up in chat. I was thinking Path to Glory and Forsaken as rune choices, then rolling for buffs and giving it Vow of Beast Slayer for consistency, the Chaos Knights player.
Yeah, you want Vow of the Beast Slayer here. That's for rerolling wound rolls of 1 against basically big targets, and that's the role that it's going to be fulfilled. The vows are tough right now because you can't pick them at the table like you used to, which means it's like, okay, well, it's going to change from game to game. But if you have a dedicated unit like this that knows it's going to be going after the big targets, then it becomes worth it. I think it's one of the few ones that I actually would build into a list. So
cool. Yeah, best of luck, Jesse. I assume that you're going to LVO because that's going to be a big scoring tournament for you if you're going for number 1. Yeah, best of luck. Hopefully, there's going to be so many people that you're going to take off guard because people aren't going to judge Knights as like super competitive.
Right.
But you'll just like stomp on them because they won't expect it.
Yeah.
Take my word for it. I played 2 Knights at
that's right.
literally back to back. I'm like, how did this happen? There's like 4 Knight players here, and I've played half of them.
I love it.
Thank you, Nicholas. Missed Thursday's game because I finally got to play at my LGS.
Ah, nice.
Mephrit versus Tau. What is a fight phase? Any tips on basing Necrons? Go GSC.
That's so funny. I think you guys just shoot each other the whole time. It's good, it's very honorable. We line up and we shoot each other. Like the good old days.
Yeah.
Basing for GSC. I have a basing suggestion in general. If you haven't tried the AK products, they're literal magic. They have the tubs of like texture paint. They're super cheap. They're super easy to apply, and you can paint on them. So I'm partial to like ruins and rubble and urban stuff for GSC because that's kind of like where they are, or go into more like the mining, marsh, and sort of side of things, which I also think is super fun and flavorful and pretty easy to do.
Sorry, is he basing Necrons? Yeah.
Oh, awkward.
Same thing for Necrons.
Awkward.
Same thing. When I think of Necrons, I also think of like almost rubble as well, like granite, I guess, gravel. But yeah.
What I'm learning as I'm currently basing is add some height to your base. Right, make sure that when you're adding basing, you're not just going from one flat base to another flat base, but you're like adding a little dimension.
Yeah.
And that has made a big difference for me as I'm learning how to base better. And then just go outside and steal some stuff. Find some rocks, find some sticks.
Tan bark.
Your favorite, tan bark.
The closest natural, what's it called, park?
Exactly.
Yeah. Nature park.
Thank you, Vindicus. I feel like there's a fundamental problem with Marines is that the intercessor can't do its job anymore. Do you agree? How would you fix it? T5?
Whoa.
T5? It is 5, right? It's not an S?
Maybe it's an S.
No, it's T5. Yeah.
T5.
T?
Yeah.
Wait, did we do T5 already? We did do the T5 already.
Wait,
T6.
But
Sorry.
I think it means toughness 5?
Yeah, they're talking about, sorry, I had to.
Did I get an abbreviation that you didn't? Mel wins.
I'm proud.
Mel wins.
Yeah, they're saying intercessors may not be as compelling as before. How do you change them?
Yeah.
Do we even agree?
Do you agree?
Honestly, if you asked me at any other point during the year or something, I would say, yeah, intercessors maybe not so compelling. Luckily, you can take heavy intercessors, right? But I thought they were super strong as Ultramarines. I don't know. I really liked them.
Yeah.
The 30-inch range, the -1, you can bring it to -2. How tactically flexible they are, super great. But yeah, they do die fairly quickly against a lot of armies that just seems like everything's out to kill intercessor bodies, right?
Right.
Does T5 necessarily fix that? I don't know.
I don't know that it does.
And maybe in some cases, but I don't know. It feels like a cop-out. I would say fix it with synergies that make them more durable, like Psychic Fortress or, I don't know, Stratagems or something.
That's true. And that's sort of an assumption around playing Space Marines right now is you need those. I mean, Space Marines are an army about overlapping buffs. But certainly, yeah, when we say X, Y, or Z Space Marine unit is great, a lot of the time we're kind of assuming that you have a Psychic Fortress on it or an Apothecary with it.
Yeah.
Because they kind of are built around having that.
Yeah, for sure.
I definitely appreciate the sentiment, though. You know, like, I don't know what the answer is.
Would you make them cheaper? Is 100 points too much?
I don't want people to spam. 100 does feel like a lot for 5, but I also don't want people to spam them.
Yeah, because like Imperial Fist will drop, and now all of a sudden that's all you're taking, and they're going to be good.
You bring up a good point about certain chapters, like Ultramarines. I think Fist to a lesser extent, being able to play them better, make them more useful. But I don't know. Assault Intercessors with Blood Angels is pretty dang good, or White Scars. You know?
Yeah, that's true.
I don't have an answer for sure, but I think also the meta as it changes and adjusts.
Right.
I'm curious to see. We're in the land of -1 damage. But a lot of things also have 2 damage still, which is kind of ideal for killing intercessors. I would have thought that by now that kind of got shaken up. But I don't know. Maybe with the next 2 books that'll change again, and intercessors will come more in fashion.
Yeah, totally.
Thank you, Sean Kruger. Adrian, how do you feel about the Eldar leaks that says Harlequins will lose their own codex and leave behind fusion pistol spam?
Oh my goodness. Well.
Leaks? What?
Yeah.
Never seen it in my life.
Never in life.
What are you talking about?
Yeah, we don't trade in the business of said things. We only like garlic, onions, no leaks.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And even so, small little doses.
Yeah, little doses of leaks. Yeah.
There's just, we have no idea what's happening. So.
Yeah.
Anytime that you get invested in a leak, it will for sure not be correct.
That's fair.
It's true. Watch out, guys. Yeah, don't get led astray.
Yeah. Do appreciate the support though, Sean. So thank you.
Thank you, Sean.
Yeah. Thank you, Bryce Kingman.
Oh, what
Go
Bryce.
Ultras. Oops. Been working on my DA successors. I have X3 Outriders, X2 ATVs, X2 Storm Speeders, Primaris Chap on bike. What else would be nice Ravenwing Primaris only choices?
That's
for
awesome.
the Ravenwing detachment.
That's so sick.
Keeping it fast. Oh my gosh.
3 Outriders, 2 ATVs, 2 Storm Speeders, Primaris Chap on bike.
That's almost like a...
What else do you even add, right?
Yeah.
I love it.
I guess you need your characters on bikes, right? If you don't already. I know you have a chaplain on bike, but you have like the specialty, like Ravenwing specific, right?
But they're not Primaris. Oh, they're not. They're all Firstborn.
Oh no.
I'm like, are there even more? Are there any others?
You obviously need a captain.
He's not Primaris though.
Oh, that's true. Actually, if you see my bike captain, he's actually a Primaris chaplain on. So you can just build him.
Well, that's honestly, yeah. And Brian's Salamander bike captain is the same thing.
Also, yeah.
He's kind of built as a Primaris captain. So, I mean, honestly, Bryce, I'm fine with that. I think most people are fine with it. I'm trying to think of any other units. There's nothing else that is even Ravenwing that's Primaris, I think.
That's on a, yeah.
You have the Storm Speeders.
ATVs are units of 1?
Yeah.
Yeah, then yeah, I can't.
You could run more ATVs.
Yeah, well, it would be 1 more, but yeah. Does he have the...
How many does he have?
Oh, but
no,
he
just
needs...
2 of them. ATVs. Oh, no, it's 2 Outriders. Yeah, 2 Outriders, 2 Storm Speeders.
Oh, but then he needs another detachment.
No, this is going to be an Outrider detachment. 3, 4, 5. Oh, I see.
Yeah. 2, 2, 2.
Well, Yeah, put more in the ATV squads. Is what I'm saying.
So they aren't units of one.
Sorry, they start as one, but you can take them up to 3.
Okay, cool.
Gotcha.
Cool.
We got there eventually.
Yeah, so you can take more ATVs, I guess. Which, sure.
Look, we like them today, and with the invulns, they're extra tough. So, and because they're bikes, you can transhuman them. Yeah, honestly, them. I wish, honestly, and I have the same problem with the orc speed freaks of renown. Is like, yes, your outriders are obsec, your bikes are obsec, great, but they're not troops, so you still have the rule of 3. And I wish they also lifted that restriction, so you can have a bunch of outriders or a bunch of war bikers.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, Matthew Sanderson. Evening Titans painting up those promised space wolves for you guys, whilst internally arguing about my next army. Torn between Gloomspite, Tau, and Blades of Corn. Can you sell one of them to me?
Oh, I like how we're selling across different games too.
Exactly.
Are you going to try to sell Gloomspite?
Gloomspite are still my favorite army in Sigmar. One of my favorite armies in any game, to be honest. They're so fun. They're so flavorful.
So cool.
They're so cool.
They're super fun.
I just absolutely love them. I know they suck right now, but I don't even care. They're just so cool. So.
But it is always fun. I mean, it's fun to get a new army when there's a new codex. So Tau is hypothetically coming out at some point.
Yeah. I would rule out Blades of Corn. I don't even think a problem with them, but to me it's like a new codex, like Mel's saying, or just an awesome army that's just cool and fun no matter what and have no regrets. You want to break that? You want to?
Tau?
Land? Tau? You say Tau?
Yeah, I think Tau. I mean, it depends on how much time you have, right? How quickly are you going to transition into this new army? I think Tau is coming up soon, right? Probably. But you know,
they've been doing a bunch of previews, so.
But they're going to be awesome. We've seen a lot of the teasers, right? Amazing guns. You can play with your little Gundams in the bathtub and just like pew pew pew. It's good. They're amazing. Gundams.
Yeah. There you go. And Matthew is working on these awesome Space Wolves, Primaris Space Wolves.
Yeah.
We're getting them.
That's another thing. Like Space Wolves, Tau, like there's two different sides. They're totally opposite.
No. He's giving us Space Wolves.
Oh, okay. Just kidding. You can give us your Tau. No,
they're for us. And cool. There's definitely some Bridger bait in them.
Ooh.
There might be some Lent artifacts from the Custodes.
Whoa.
Yeah.
That's heresy.
It's amazing.
Thank you, Sandy McDonald. Do you guys remember when GSC could actually take a limousine in their list? The 90s were weird.
That's right.
Like an actual...
Let me show you. Yeah, it's pretty dope.
No.
It's so cool.
Your dad owned the limousine, didn't he?
No. Limousine. It's so cool.
Yeah.
It's like a 1920s. Oops, I guess GSC limousine doesn't pull up. Genestealer cults.
Because they're really just part of the underhive, right? And they blend in, they're part of society, and like you just don't know they're there.
It's so cool.
And so obviously they would have limousines. And like normal cars. It's like super
Chat
long,
can't
right?
even see it. Yeah, so it's like these like
down
limousines. It's so great.
That is
the awesome.
most 90s miniature I've ever
It's very
seen.
90s, yeah. It's awesome.
Thank you, Hytorian. Love Space Marines, but I only play his Necrons with Primaris only army and have never won. Any advice on how to win or just not be tabled every time?
Oh, fair enough. So Space Marines against Necrons. Not
Sorry,
tabled.
he's the Space Marines, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Love Space Marines, but they only play against someone else's Necrons.
Yeah.
Primaris only. Okay.
Usually AP is a huge factor in that matchup, right? Space Marines are very prone to taking a lot of AP or damage through AP. So making sure you have invulns on your units. Psychic Fortress, again, can't say enough good things about it. It's like a major synergy that happens within the Space Marines Codex to make them viable. I don't know. I guess... What do you think? Maybe infiltrators to screen out warrior blobs? I'm expecting like a very top tier Necron list that's destroying him.
Yeah, that's a good point. Also can help screen out pregame moves if they're doing that.
Yeah.
Because here's the thing: if they're doing the custom dynasty with all OPSEC, that's tough, and screening them out will be helpful. If they're not doing that, then I would almost say lean into the fact that you have a lot of Well, they still have a lot. They probably win you on the
offset game. Yeah, if they're that build, yeah.
That's fair. But yeah, making sure you have all these defensive buffs like the invuln saves, like the apothecaries. Those are important. And play towards their weaknesses. So it's about like they don't have advance in charge almost anywhere in the book. And so if you can be the person that strikes first, that's very powerful. Yeah. Or if you can kind of hang back far enough so that they can't reach you, right? You can very, very clearly kind of figure out where their farthest reach is and play the mission, right?
Yeah, and also I don't think he mentioned what Space Marine chapter he is, but also play to your strengths as well, right? If you're Ultramarines, make sure you're making use of your Overwatch. If you're Blood Angels, make use of Death Company double moving, and taking out something very valuable, right? So yeah, I like it.
Awesome, thank you, Jeff Spee. Hey, sorry I'll never make any meetups. Taiwan's just too far away. Good luck next week. Keep up the great work. Painting orcs and Oryx hole watching.
Wow watching.
It's a smidge too far.
Watching,
it does say hole watching. Yes! It's a little bit this time. But who knows?
I would never rule out the idea that we couldn't do something in Asia.
Well, that's the thing, right? And we're going to be traveling to events as well. So this is just the first meetup. The very first one. So there's more to come.
Japan is on our wish list.
Also on mine.
Yeah, so now we
just... Looks at John.
No, but Titans go to Asia.
Yeah. No, 100%.
So I think I've always thought I travel a lot. Used to travel a lot for my work, and we can imagine when we're traveling, doing a meetup potentially on other sides of the globe.
That'd be amazing.
Well, thank you, Ajax. Adrian, that intro clip had me opening my toolbox to join the uprising.
Yes, brother!
What GSC models would be good to soup with the Tyranids currently?
Great question. So they restricted it a bit in the sense that, so you don't get crossfire if you mix with Tyranids. You keep your crossfire if you can have up to 25% of your army be Brood Brothers, and that's fine. But you can't have any Tyranids and keep crossfire. Okay, so what does that mean? It means this is with Tyranids, right? Can you just go up again real quick?
Yeah, Tyranids.
Soup with Tyranids. Okay, so Tyranids are the main force, it sounds like.
Which is probably the way to go if you're giving up a lot of GSC stuff.
I agree.
And I think you were mentioning this before. Yeah. Crossfire is by no means the best rule that they have.
No. There's so many amazing other rules and things that you get. So, the blips are still amazing. In fact, they're in some ways more powerful because you can't fly over them anymore.
Cool.
So they've always been good for kind of screening out aircraft.
That's right. Yeah, you can't just bomb them turn one. That's
exactly.
Huge. Wow.
I would for sure take a unit of Pure Strain with the pre-game move from the blip. I think that's amazing.
You're blowing my mind right now. So you're saying I can Pure Strain and then also regular Genestealer double move?
I think so, yeah.
Oh my god.
I think so. Yeah. let me confirm that it's in the meticulous planning or whatever. Because normally it's why would you ever have Genestealers that don't double move? Well, let me tell you, you'll have them when they can start right up against your opponent.
Yeah.
For sure, Acolytes, just getting some OPSEC and kind of scoring. And I don't know. Let me check this meticulous planning, because to me that's what I lean into is just all utility and infantry units for that. Character-wise, just the Patriarch still, and maybe the Magus. I don't know if there's a better. This is probably a patrol. Though frankly, I would want more troops.
Sure. Yeah.
So let me take a look.
Well, I'll read the next one while you're looking it up.
Sure.
Or not.
I'm here actually.
I'll just stare at you.
Yeah. Everyone just. If your army's battleforge includes any Genestealer Cult's attachments, excluding auxiliary, super heavy aux, or fortification networks, then when you're mustering your army, you can upgrade any Genestealer Cult units from your army. Yeah. So for sure, that's what you lean into. Lean into these amazing proficient planning things.
So scary.
It's super scary. Oh my god, we're going to have to face this LVO. It's going to be the NID players with GSC. Oh my god. Well, changing armies. Deadline's not till tomorrow.
Don't you have till Monday?
Deadline's not till Monday.
I have a countdown to when
I think it's Monday.
No, the thing is he'll submit the list Monday, and then throughout until LVO starts, he'll contemplate
yellow card.
Yeah, he'll contemplate the yellow card.
We're Titans. We can't get yellow carded at LVO.
But the thing is, you're not going to get another yellow card.
Yeah.
Hopefully. They'll be like, this person doesn't know the rules at all. Another yellow card. Shouldn't have switched with the first yellow card.
Well, thank you, LOL Chaos 13. It finally happened. GW gave us a pure Phobos army. Will strike and revivers be the way? Let's go, sneaky beaky unga boonga.
Yes.
Was that a Star Wars reference there? The last part, unga boonga. I don't know.
Or Crash Bandicoot reference.
Oh, that's true.
I'm super excited for the Phobos army of Renown. I think if ever we get a Raven Wing army, a Raven Guard army, it makes sense.
Awesome.
Well, thank you, Mike H5. Good afternoon, Titans. I thought I had a head cold Thursday night. Friday, I popped a fever. Now I'm in quarantine. Be safe, everyone, please.
I'm sorry to hear that,
be
Mike.
safe, guys. I just got my booster yesterday. I was like feeling it.
Yeah.
And then now I'm just like, fine.
How are you? Okay.
I'm just like totally fine. It's so
like,
weird.
are you doing
It's
okay?
like night and day. I'm a little loopy, but that's normal. That's normal.
That's normal. It's fine.
I've gotten like my 4th negative test of the week.
Yeah.
We're just...
Yeah, we just have like a stockpile of at-home ones. And so I'm just like,
Smart. Yeah.
So,
well, hopefully you feel better soon, Mike.
yeah, feel better. Stay safe. Everyone stay safe out there.
Yeah.
Thank you, Necron Marine.
No.
Okay. Happy Ascension Day, my Titans. Love to see my boys in blue battling again. Any chance we can get the 1K Suns back on screen? Also, any painting tips for Sisters of Battle? Thanks for all you do.
oh my gosh.
Yeah, we really need to get the T-Suns back. There is a plan. Zach has a plan for them. It's just been a lot. So
It's one of the harder armies to kind of work through.
yeah, exactly. But they are coming. There are plans, 100%. So we actually have we have plans.
Yes.
Yes.
I'm excited. I want to play some Thousand Suns. Or play against, I should say.
With or
They're
against?
super complicated.
Oh yeah, you're Green Knights. I'm Thousand Suns.
Yeah.
Get out here.
Wizard battle.
Wizard battle, Wizzy War.
Any tips for painting Sisters of Battle?
Airbrush. You don't have to edge highlight everything all the time.
The army's mostly trimmed though, I feel like, right? Like little...
Not so much trim, but it is that kind of detail. So like the shoulder pad icons.
Yeah, sure.
They're so cheap is the other thing, points-wise. It's just like lots and lots and lots of them. Like it's, the shoulder pad, then you have like the mesh between, but then honestly like the top of the kind of boot plates you want to do. And so if you can, I would recommend trying to do the base layers in airbrush and get to the edge highlighting phase as soon as possible, because that's where I find you'll end up spending most of your time.
Water down your paints to edge highlight.
Ooh, good advice.
And learning.
Learning.
Just like a mini agent photo.
Maybe you can paint the sisters.
Metallic purple.
But I already picked the scheme. So.
Metallic purple.
No.
Metallic purple.
That would be pretty cool.
Right? Thank you, Landon Knowles. Defend John once and for all. Papa Murphy's has a sweet chili pizza with cucumbers on it, and
Yes.
it's delicious. Cucumbers on pizza.
Cucumbers on pizza! Dude, I didn't even know that. Cool, I have to go to Papa Murphy's now.
Papa Murphy.
It does exist. They do offer it. Haha.
What a monster.
There's proof.
Mel, how do you think about how do you feel about this?
I
It's
don't
mainstream.
like hot cucumber.
Or is it cold cucumber? No, it's cold cucumber.
So they cook the pizza
Right.
and then shave cucumber onto it.
Well, not shaved. It's
Well,
not
it's-
like cheese.
chunks?
But also sweet chili.
Sweet chili.
No,
They're not on Team Cucumber, guys.
no.
Chat's with me.
I don't think Chad is with you. Thank you, Ultra Necron Marine. Question the second. Is there an easy way to remember how fight first and fight last works? How does it interact with first non-charging unit, etc.? Educate us.
They simplified it quite a bit. GW, okay. Break it down. Simple. There's only three statuses, I guess, in the fight phase, right? There's fight first, there's fighting normally, and there's fight last. That's all, right? You have to keep in mind fight first also means charging, right? And then a lot of things can make things fight last. So you can never be double fight first or double fight last. You're always one of these statuses. So if you are fight first and you get fought last, now you're fighting normally, right? If you're fighting normally and you get fought last, and now you're actually fighting last, right?
Right.
Yeah.
That's a good way of putting it. It's these 3 categories, and fight first or fight last basically moves you up in an order.
Yeah.
Which is why I think they should bring initiative back, but just have it be those 3 categories. Nailed it on the head right there.
Cool. Awesome. Thank you, Matthew A. Hey, Titans. Thanks for a great week of GSC shenanigans and Custodes posing in shiny hats. Question, should my Nundums be boinky or poinky, sword or mace? Oh, and happy 50th birthday to my long-suffering partner.
Hey, happy birthday!
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday. he had me in the first half, I'm not going to lie.
All right, boinky or poinky? Poinky, I think. I've kitted mine out with swords.
Shouldn't mace be boinky? And
Yeah.
Okay, so they're parallel.
That's at least that's
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's
So
what I'm saying. Poinky for the swords.
Yeah, but it's a sword. I was just never mind.
I see what you're saying.
Yeah, I know that mace is definitely not poinky. I mean, they are kind of poinky, but
It's the greater in me. I was like parallel structure.
yeah, exactly.
So what? The question is more AP or more strength, I assume. What's the trade-off here?
If I recall, yes.
That's usually what it is, right?
Yeah.
Because I don't know exactly what a mace is, but I assume it's like
It has like
a
the danger.
hammer-esque. I mean, I know what a mace. Know what a mace.
Oh, okay. I was like, I've got you.
I don't know what it smells like.
It's like, here's
me a
my
picture.
mace.
Yeah.
Just pulls out my mace from my back pocket.
Well, what
see
it
if I have it
translates to in 40K. I assume intuitively less AP, less armor piercing, more strength.
I don't have it unlocked in the app. Yeah. I like the swords better.
Yeah, I see the swords most often. I feel like
Because
because what are their base strength already? I feel like they already hit 6, right? Strength 6.
Mm-hmm.
And what does the mace give you?
Let me
7.
pull this up. I feel like I'm.
There's a lot of assumptions
sure.
that we're making.
Yeah, I thought I knew, but the more I think about it, I don't.
There could be some thresholds that we might want to cross with like the strength and AP.
Well, also the game has changed too, right? So like I
Sure.
built mine as swords, but let's make sure this is. What are they actually called? Paragon Warsuits.
Oh, the actual unit.
Yeah, like what? We all just call
Here
them
it is.
Nundums.
I think Melody has this. Maces are strength 9, AP 2, 3 damage, and then the swords.
They're strength 6, AP 3 for 2 damage.
Oh.
But here's the other thing though. The maces are -1 to be hit, -1 to hit, and then the swords are +1 attack.
Yeah, with a profile just like that, like that, maces just seem outright better. But if -1.
-1, so they're hitting on 4s.
That's actually a really good question.
I still like the swords generally.
Yeah.
But here's my suggestion, I guess. It depends what the role they fulfill in your army. Are they
Always, yeah.
Are they trying to kill big things or not? Like I know I also like the Melta on them. That is for killing big things.
For sure.
But the swords will be good against. No, not everything. Not in the realm of -1 damage, but.
Yeah, strength 6 swords feels really good because now you're wounding on 2s with a lot of like against sisters, Drukhari, Eldari models.
Yeah.
And you get a lot of attacks to deal with that chafe unit. But maces just look so good.
Maces would be really good
and
against.
they're usually near Morven Vol for rerolls, right?
That's true.
And especially with all the big things running around.
You would want maces against Coven.
And Tyranids.
And Tyranids.
Yeah. So that almost like does it for me right there. Strength 9 is hard to come by too.
Do I need to make mine into maces?
Swords aren't bad. I'm not saying they're bad.
Yeah.
They definitely fulfill a role very well, but maces look really good right now, I feel like.
Yeah, that's fair.
Oh, thank you, Fantasy Dreamer. Hey, TTT. Balisys list Valhart. 3x20.
Slow down. So Battle Sisters list. Valor's Heart. Okay.
3x20 Batsys. With 4x MMS MG.
Multi-Melta and multi-grenades.
Okay. 3x10 Sacrosancts. 2x5 Doms with ASB cannons. Palatine.
Yes.
You can't just say yes to both.
Yeah, I mean, best of both. Renown. Nobody knows the right answer.
Someone does. Hoss dialogue, additions, and secondaries.
Ooh, this is spicy.
This is a very interesting sisters list. A lot of small bodies.
Yes.
60 battle sisters.
60 battle sisters.
Oh my gosh.
My only concern is you have very little trading. You're going to be up on a point. I've tried to play the 20s, and they die. They die. They're big CP expenditure. You know, you can put transhuman on them, but it's 2 command points every turn. It's good, it's powerful, but that'd be my concern. If anything, maybe drop one of those 20s. I like that you like the big squads. I think it's cool, but maybe drop one of the 20 into, honestly, 4 or 5 lady squads.
Sure.
Just give a bit of trading, a little bit of kind of optionality.
Yeah, you're kind of all in right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Does he do enough damage at range? He has multi-meltas. That's a lot of Sacrosands too. 30 Sacrosands?
I like 30. So I played against Stephen Box, and when he had his 30.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It's pretty tough.
Steven ran 30.
I think it was 30.
It's that sounds super annoying. This is not a bad sisters list. I just think
it's tough to get through.
Yeah, it's tough to get through for
Yeah.
sure. On all these units. There's so
like
much
it.
of the same.
Secondaries? I think
This is where he might struggle, right?
That's true.
Because, like you said, not so much MSU to throw onto points and play the game. It's kind of you kind of just have to dominate.
You can do Why We Stand right to the last, but again,
Dude.
so
Yeah.
you can certainly you could do that. Play towards this feels like a stranglehold army where you're really playing towards a flank, and then shooting them or just kind of getting enough OBSEC off of the other one. Certainly, you're looking for the missions where you can take the sisters secondary for holding the shrine. That's what it is, the shrine. But that's probably just general sisters advice at that point.
Third one. All right. Oh, or strangle to the last and shrine.
Yeah, I don't know. Shrine might be. Shrine
same
is
category?
same as strangle.
Oh.
This is why splitting up that unit will help. Then suddenly, if you have 3 more units, you can start doing you could raise the banners here, but raising banners, doing rod, doing some of these other ones, honestly.
Yeah, rod.
And
Being able
honestly,
to do rod.
Yeah, in this realm of all these psychic armies running around like Grey Knights, Thousand Suns, always don't forget Abhor the Witch. So,
Dude. Yeah, totally. Yeah, good call.
Thank you, Christian Smith. Hey, TT crew. More obscure guard stuff. If I want to indirect that isn't a Manticore, thoughts on Quad Launcher, Earthshaker, Basilisk, Medusa, Heavy Mortar?
I mean, I always say Basilisk, but it's not the competitive pick. It's just the cool style pick that I love Basilisk.
they're so cool.
They're so awesome. I hope they get amazing.
Right.
Because it's just the model I think about when I think of guard. It's just a huge cannon shooting from a bajillion miles away, and just guys yelling at each other in heavy weapons teams.
That's exactly right. I don't think it's a bad pick. This is after. Isn't a Manticore?
Can't be a Manticore. I mean, that would be the obvious choice.
Yeah.
There's heavy mortar squads that were good a while back, like a lot of mortar squads. Quad launcher is the one that shoots flyers, right?
Yeah, it feels kind of specialized.
Yeah. Earthshaker, very similar to Basilisk.
Yeah. Why am I blanking on? So the Manticore has the big missiles.
Wyvern?
Yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah.
I'm surprised you didn't suggest that.
Maybe he already wrote it off. Maybe he's asking specifically about this list.
Fair enough. I will assume that. Because I personally I'm never
Wyvern's,
stopped being a fan.
Yeah, for sure.
Maybe it's Basilisk.
It's still a strength 9 shot with a lot of AP.
Right?
It is only D3 damage, but
that's
not
true.
a lot of shots. But
depending on, if you have a full payload, then it can be more interesting. But
the other tech into it.
I know it is still down. It could just be another Manticore, right? But again, if it's model-wise, then there's that. Heavy Mortar, I don't know. I have to see what the profile looks like, but Okay, change my answer. Here we go. Heavy mortar because you don't have the wyvern in this list, and I still think that kind of weapon profile is.
Heavy mortar is like the strength 4, right?
Isn't that just regular mortar?
Oh, I
like a weapon.
Sorry, that was an assumption. I guess
just a mortar.
I thought it was like a heavy team with a mortar.
No, I think there's another one that's a higher. It's higher, slightly higher strength, slightly higher AP.
Okay.
Yeah, I could be wrong, but.
Gotcha. That's cool.
Wow. Thank you, Thorsheim Johnson, longtime listener, first-time caller. Love the reference there. If enough orcs could be convinced that the Emperor would return tomorrow at full power and presence, how purple would he be? You almost spit your water out.
How purple would he be? He'd be so purple. Look, if the orcs really started believing in that, I think the Imperium would be in trouble. Actually, no, the orcs would be in trouble.
I mean, I feel like orc power is also like Santa power. Like, the more you believe, the stronger it is.
Yeah, that's canonically what it is.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, there you go.
Very purple. Thank you, Pat C. Titans, what up, chat? Extra huge thank you to Adrian for the deep dive into the GSC this week. As a new GSC player, your codex navigation has been invaluable. Thanks. Your brain probably hurts. 7.
7.
Yeah, I think it's great. The games this week, we've seen you cry, laugh, cheer.
Fall onto the floor.
Yeah, actually, yeah.
That's true. It's been a long road and my brain hurts, but hopefully it was helpful because, we all go through it, especially with the new book, figuring it out. Yeah. And so we learned a lot this week throughout all the games, and it was a ton of fun. I love this
We've
army.
seen you evolve into...
He's just been
I think so.
murmuring GSC rolls in his sleep.
Yeah, it's like, crossfire!
Crossfire!
It's exposed! Thank you so much. We really appreciate it, and glad I could be of help.
Well, thank you, Slack Onion. Drills average the most damage except against 2 wound enemies. Even then, they barely average less than the saws. They bypass -1 damage and turns? Transhuman.
Oh, okay.
DMG carries Triumph.
Okay. Well, I don't think they said it's so nefarious, like evil.
I like it.
Try
him or else.
Try him now.
You dumb dummy. Okay, yeah, I'll give them a go. I haven't done it. I haven't mathed it out, but that makes sense what you're saying there.
Sorry, I know you guys talked about this last.
You were deep in thought at the time.
Yeah.
So the drills, they auto wound, high rend, only 1 damage, and then but the thing that for me throws it off, makes it interesting. The most interesting is 6s to hit just do 2 mortal wounds. And at the time. Or what we were saying during the game is, of course, they only have 2 attacks, 3 with Might from Beyond. So trying to proc a couple mortal wounds didn't feel great. But in the realm of everyone's -1 damage with 1,000,000 toughness, it's not a bad point. I'll give them a go for sure.
That's awesome.
Literally all of mine are built as saws, so figure out. I need cutters. I want to try some saws. Just gotta get more models,
Sure, that's the answer.
That's the answer.
Thank you, Heinz Rosenheim. So after you played some games with the GSE, how can you counter them properly? They seem very strong in getting primaries. Yeah. Do you think Admech or Drukhari would deal with them?
What do you think, John? You fought against them a couple times now.
Yeah, I mean, you need to be able to put pressure early on. You need to force the game. You need to strangle the GSC player into playing to your advantage and not letting them just pop onto objectives and pop wherever they want, right? So you need to be able to screen, you need to be able to kind of, not alpha, but if you can alpha, that's amazing. Alpha strike kind of early on into their deployment zone and just tie them up. Amazing, amazing. Can Drukhari or Admech do this? I know Drukhari can. Maybe not turn 1, but they can definitely screen and put a lot of pressure on. And they can even Overwatch too, which you could probably take away, but they do have that available with flamers and things.
I think Drukhari can totally, especially... Yeah.
Not only that, not just because they're top notch, but also because they're fundamentally...
a good counter.
Yeah, a good counter.
The Coven I think will play quite well into GSC, honestly. Between the -1 damage, the charging, or the shooting, and so many things.
Even like witches, like 5 witches can mulch.
Oh my god.
Like a large squad of troops.
And you can do things that weren't possible in this game. To your point of like being aggressive, and also disrupting. Just launching 5 witches just into the back to shred a bunch of acolytes, be something that's hard for them to move around.
If if you're a slow army, the GSC player is just going to dance around you. You have to be like players like Death Guard. You got to be really, really careful. Like Ultramarines, got to be careful. A lot of other Marines.
Screening is important, right?
Yeah, screening.
Get those single Chaos Spawn infiltrators for Space Marines like you had infiltrators in Tuesday's game.
Yep.
Like they by themselves held up a whole flank for multiple turns because I had to do it old-fashioned way.
And this flank on that flank that you kept hitting, I threw like 2 ATVs, a Redemptor, an Inceptor squad.
Imagine if those were infiltrators.
Interceptor squad.
Oh my god.
Yeah, they're crazy.
I've never gotten it. Oh man.
Thank you, Cheddar Goblin. Afternoon Titans, 2-part super chat. What are your thoughts on the lethality of this edition compared to previous editions of 40K? And then the second part down here, do you think GW kind of wrote rules into a corner with a few units or rules and it's caused the scale of the lethality to exponentially grow?
Oh, interesting.
This is a good question, and it's something that definitely crosses our minds with every edition and several times in edition. Is it more lethal, you think? I almost think it's kind of the same. I feel like there's always a point in an edition where you're like, oh, if I ever stick out, the thing's just dead.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And I feel like that's still the case. Like, you still don't want to just throw things out there into the open. Each move has to have a meaning and serve a purpose that's not just dying.
Yeah. I don't know if I have a strong opinion one way or another.
There's definitely armies that can't kill. I don't think are the top-notch armies more lethal than 8th edition.
Than 8th edition?
Or any other edition.
Remember Space Marines? Oh,
right.
man.
Yeah.
You're just like, oh, it didn't table them? Like, that so rarely happens nowadays. So generally, I don't know that it's more, it is more lethal if the opponent's unprepared. I think more than ever, you're responsible for knowing so much in this game. It's like we were talking about, like, oh, we didn't assume that you have a 5+ invul on your Space Marines and knowing where to transhuman. So it's very easy to make a mistake that loses you a whole unit or a whole section of the battlefield. So in that sense, I think it can feel very punishing and very destructive. But if, like, again, we're talking about like -1 damage things being so prevalent, and
dude,
I don't know.
Yeah,
that's a tough.
I would
question.
say I feel like Alpha Strike was way bigger in 8th edition.
Oh yeah.
Where like you would just lose the game turn 1 on some armies.
Yeah.
I remember like Raven Guard and like.
Oh my god.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I'm glad that's not the case.
Yeah, and so GW is learning. I know it might feel like it's a very harsh game, but that's 40K. You gotta kind of think around your movement phase and try to minimize mistakes of sticking out too much and making use of terrain, so you don't lose everything on that turn.
Yeah.
Thank you, Heis Rosenheim again. I wonder what firepower I can add to my T-Suns. I have enough RM, Zangors, Terminators at HQ and still have 40 points left. Which units can I add that are good and can deal with tanks and knights?
Well.
Interesting. 400 points left. Zangors, Terminators, HQ, or 1,000 Suns.
What? Yeah, tank killing. I almost said Volkite Contemptor, but they're winning on 5s, I guess.
Yeah.
But they're so good.
Unless you're playing against Eldari.
You know what you could take? You could take the Forge Fiend with the ectoplasm cannons.
Forge Friend, yeah.
Forge Friend. They have 3 damage weapons that I believe are strength 8.
Okay.
Like, I was not convinced, and then our friend Shane showed me, and I was like, oh, you know what? I actually like this profile a lot. Because the other profile, with the Hades, while I like it, it's kind of what this army already has, and it's what Heise already owns, is a lot of that kind of mid-strength shooting, but the ectoplasm cannons, it's cool. That'd be my vote.
Yeah. Yeah, it depends on what kind of tank killing you expect. Oh, I guess knights is what he says too.
Yeah, knights
so in that
and
case,
tanks, yeah. So toughness 8.
Yeah. No, I agree with you. Yeah. Did we miss the second part of Cheddar Goblin?
No, I read Cheddar Goblin. This is the lethality.
Did we answer? Oh, okay.
Did we? I think we answered it.
Do we think it?
Do they write
into a corner?
themselves? I don't think they've written themselves in the corner. I think we see flows. We see flows in an edition for one kind of. In some cases, just things are powerful. In some cases, it's also just philosophy, and they do clearly kind of react to what has worked or not worked in the past. So there is a certain element of like writing themselves out of a corner, but I don't think we're at that point right now. And I think, look, we're on the precipice of 2 new books. We're on the precipice of new missions. I think it changes so fast. The next month it could be something else entirely. And that's one good thing about this edition. It doesn't get stuck in a corner and, well, this is it. This is what we do now, you know? Yeah. So.
And we've seen a lot of effort coming from GW to like fix those mistakes and constantly
they're responding quickly.
Make the game more fair and things like that, which is hard if not impossible to do. So to make it completely balanced.
Well, thank you, Kenai, the Custodian Guard. Is that right, Kenai?
Kenai.
Okay, I'm just making sure
I don't know.
missed any reference. It's cool. No one from my order got a chance to display their prowess in today's Blood game, but this is still worth watching late night in Sweden. Love the content. Thank you.
Ooh.
Thank you.
I love what?
And then there's one more line after it.
By his will alone.
Yes.
Look at that. They got spaces.
I know they want to hear you say that. So.
Of course.
That's great. Well, we had a ton of fun, so I thought we could be entertaining.
The reference is getting lost on me.
By his will alone? This is Custodes.
Okay.
No one from my order got a chance to display their prowess today.
Oh, I see. This is separate from an actual game. Because Blood Games is the Emperor thing, where you have to...
Yeah.
You gotta see the Emperor.
This is one of them Imperial top players. You know?
Yeah. I thought he meant by like a game that we played.
No.
Yeah, okay.
It's because this is from Kenai, the Custodian Guard.
Right. That's the reference.
Well, thank you, Willow Weeks. Enjoying seeing different GSC lists. What are your thoughts on metamorphs and using some transport? Metamorphs versus pure strain is pretty interesting in my opinion.
Yeah, the metamorphs, they're so interesting. They always fight on death now.
Okay.
So you don't have to take lash whips to do that. They just and it's not just fight on death. It's like they sit and then you activate them at the end basically, so they actually prevent pile-ins through them.
Yeah.
And they just have flat +1 strength AP3 weapons, and they have an extra attack. So they're real spicy.
I love how a lot of the rules are shared between GSC and Tyranids.
Yeah.
It's so cool. You're such a Xenos. How is no one seeing this? How has no one caught these people yet? Expose them.
I know. You're like, it's pretty obvious if you ask me. I think they're very interesting. I have such trouble fitting them into the list, especially over other stuff. Like the Pure Strain I love because they don't require buffs. They have more attacks, they have the same AP, they hit better, and they just don't require the other buffs. And frankly, they can auto advance 6 inches. So, you know me, I like to always be sure of everything when I play it. I know for a fact I can go 14 inches and then charge. And often I'm having to, and they can advance and charge.
Yeah.
Whereas like the Acolytes, it's like, okay, I'm having to roll for it. I'm going to have to pay a CP to let them advance and charge, which is all fine, but I'm trying to limit the points where that's happening. So it's the same with Metamorphs. I have them. We will try them. I got to figure out space for them.
Ooh, are they core? Metamorphs?
I think they're core, but they're elite slots. So they're also not OBSEC.
Gotcha.
And so that's why they're kind of in a weird spot where they always have been, right?
Can receive buffs, but not OBSEC.
Yeah. Transport-wise, we talked a bit about it. We're going to try it. I'm not totally convinced, unlike many other people on the internet. I don't dislike them, but I don't know that they're like the most powerful way to go. But we will try them. I think it's worth looking into having these like hard shells that you can be shooting out of. So I was going to check core, but yeah, that's it.
Awesome.
Awesome. Thank you, Jonathan Hayes. So is there a way to play Pure Inquisition as a 500-point game when you can't take a Vanguard detachment?
Whoa, wait, maybe not then. I was gonna say like Inquisition 500 points, you can do it now. They have actual troops, but not actual troops. They're actually elite slots.
funny.
So probably
That's
not.
funny.
Yeah.
No, I think, Bridget was telling me about this, I think.
Yeah.
Can't you take the Void Guardsmen, the Void's men in arms?
Yeah, the men at arms are
from the
shoot.
They're factionless.
Isn't that what the elite slot is? What is?
Oh, I thought they're not in the troop slot.
I don't think so.
They're not Inquisition guys.
Yeah, they're part of the what's it called? The mercenaries, right? What are they called?
Yeah, you're like erasing it from your mind.
Contract from the
rogue
Emperor.
traders.
Yeah, rogue traders.
Rogue traders. Got it. Mel, you got it. You knew, right?
Always.
Yeah.
Always.
Yeah, let us know,
I'm the
chat.
R2D2 of this story. Knows everything.
That's what
Clearly.
I'm pretty sure those are elites. Those were the ones I was thinking about.
Then I don't know if it's possible. I don't know if there's any troops that they can take.
Yeah.
No Vanguard. That's what it would be required. That's what would be required.
Because what would their... I don't know. Yeah, you would need a Vanguard, huh? You can't do a Supreme Command anymore.
You can't do an Imperium detachment.
Yeah. If you for pure Inquisitor, yeah.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, you would need the Vanguard.
Unfortunately.
Well, thank you, Michael Cody. Everyone have a weekend so good that you're happier than Mel, imagining a world not filled with screams of crossfire every 3 minutes.
Like,
I know no such joy.
you chose your fate.
Thank you, Michael Cody.
Did I?
Did I? Thanks, Michael Cody. Appreciate it. Metamorphs are core. That actually is very interesting.
Interesting. You guys have a good weekend too, especially you, Michael Cody.
Thank you, Thomas Greer. Howdy from Three Amigos.
Heyo.
While going through Orc Strats, what do you think is in store for Beast Snagas in regard to third part of Tough as Squig Hide Strat?
Does that ring a bell?
Is in store?
In store. Like in a store?
No,
hobby
like
store?
it like is coming for us.
Right.
Let's take a look. Hold that thought.
So you,
No, you can talk, but
no, I'm just mumbling while I think. That's what I do.
my mumble why I think. I do that too, but that's just talking.
No, you constantly make noise.
Constantly mumble.
Hoocha. Third part of Tough as Squig Hide Strat.
We believe in you, Adrian.
This is a lot of pressure I'm feeling. Mostly just from Mel. John's just confused.
Yeah, I'm just confused.
All right, let's see. What are the traits? What are the traits? What are the traits?
I'm reading chat as well too. It's fascinating.
I know, you're like the only person who's never produced ever.
Yeah, I have no idea what the...
You have no idea
I do
what's happening
nothing
in
but
the...
play 40K on this show. I just show up some days.
Oh, Tough as Squig Hide. Man, I feel like there was a more succinct way to say the thing that you suggested.
What's the second part?
I think this is the transhuman strat for Beast Snagas.
Cool.
And so
That would make sense. Third part of it though.
Where is this strat? Tough as Squig Hide. Here we go. Until the end of the phase, each time an attack. Oh, okay. Here we go. I see what it is. This works on Beast Snaga infantry, Beast Snaga cavalry, or Beast Snaga monsters.
Oh.
Oh.
So you're saying there's no monsters currently.
Yeah.
So where's the monsters, Adrian?
This is exciting. I don't know how I never realized this. Giant squig? The squigoth in plastic?
That's crazy.
Adrian's not going to shut up about this one.
Oh my god.
Thank you, Thomas. Wow. Look at him. He looks amazed.
My whole life is a
Sitting there
lie.
and wonders.
Just thinking about the possibilities.
Yeah, you just blew his mind.
Wow.
We've lost him.
Yeah, you sit over there. It's just John and I now. Thank you, Brandon Carver. Adrian, oh no.
Come back to us.
Leviathan mid-range with GSC Patrol or Crusher Stampede for a local tournament this weekend?
Oh, that's such a tough call. Leviathan Nid range? Nid.
So his range is coming from the Leviathan detachment?
Oh,
so
okay.
he'd probably Hive Guard and some other.
Look, I would take the Crusher Stampede while you can, because I think railguns are coming for you. So I would take that and enjoy it. Whereas I feel like
I see.
the other thing will be around for longer.
I would say, yeah, if you have the right models for Crusher Stampede, a lot of that means if maybe a Harridan if you want to be kind of skew, but also like...
You're obsessed with the dang Harridan. Stop it! Every time this guy.
Good. Or, what is it? The
Hierophant.
No.
No?
No.
The big guy, he's
No,
cooler.
the one on the ground. No,
Yeah,
that's also...
Hierophant. He's on the ground. The
one that
Biotitan.
eats you and gets the 5-up, feel no pain.
Oh.
Not the higher duel. The you know what I'm talking about.
You're doing the Bridger thing. I can't remember the actual name.
Thing.
Demachiron.
Demachiron, yeah. The Dema. If you have those models, I would say for sure take the Crusher.
It's so
Stampede.
fun, honestly.
But the Leviathan list, the John Lennon Leviathan list, still really good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Such a great Leviathan. Such great Leviathan lists out there. I think they're definitely top notch. If you have Crusher Stampede, run it though.
Well, thank you, Cobra Commander. Hey, Titans, I just received my Blade Wizard Fabstodes?
Yes, Fabstodes.
Fabstodes?
Yes.
Oh, are these fabulous custodians?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. I will now forever use that word. Model from the printer. Tomorrow will be paint day, then on its way to you.
Bam.
We get a Fabstodes?
Apparently.
Fabstodes.
Don't tell Bridger.
These are the fabulous ones that are
Hopefully
like all
he's not watching
naked.
right now.
No.
He's probably not.
No way.
This is Bridger.
He's not awake yet. It's a Saturday.
I can't wait till we get a box and it's just like 92 Trajans.
Yeah.
And we just like make Bridger be like, this is your problem.
This is
now.
I'm
your
still on
list,
board
yeah.
for this. I'm just saying.
I'm for it.
I'm for sure we're bringing Trajans to
Just keep sneaking them in his pocket or
All
something.
Trajans. Everyone bring your Trajan to
Swap out his
LVO
models.
first.
Right? He thinks he's gonna roll dice and it's Trajans.
Oh my god.
I love it.
This is my whole job at LVO.
That's fantastic.
Well, thank you, Broken Chef. Adrian, how goes Genestealer's prep for LVO? Mel picks my next AOS project. I am on a clean slate, so anything is available for me to paint.
Anything?
Broken Chef.
I don't know if you can be trusted with that.
There's a lot of responsibility
Wow.
No, I can't.
Well, while you think about that, I'm taking
GSC.
Drakari I'm taking Drakari. Can't change my mind.
That's a weird way to say
I mean, like,
GSC.
I get to pick Broken Chef's next army to paint? Is that what the question is? Or do I send my stuff to Broken Chef so they actually finally get painted?
Yeah, exactly. I don't know if it's a whole. It could be a model. A Sigmar.
Is there any AOS model that you think is just gorgeous that he should definitely have?
That is such a hard question.
Next AOS
There's
project.
a lot of cool dragons.
Maybe it
now.
is army. Well, shoot for the moon.
Yeah.
I mean, army-wise, Edeneth. Sorry. I mean, okay, do you actually want to win? Because maybe not. But I can't get over how much I love the CLs and how much I want. And, like, what you can do so much with Edeneth. And I know you paint a lot of Sylvaneth already, so. There's also Gloomspite. What is that model that's that big moon?
That's the
Bad Moon?
The Bad Moon?
No, it's the Gloomspite Shrine.
Oh, it's just so beautiful. Like, I would have that in my actual bedroom where no miniatures are allowed.
Really?
Yeah, I love that model. And it has, like, that's if I'm picking a model for you to paint for fun, paint the moon. Go for the moon.
Ah!
Reach for the moon.
Shoot for the moon.
That's what I would do, but,
Yeah.
you know, so much fun. Thank you, Caldorf. Going to miss out on meeting everyone going to LVO. Wishing everyone a fantastic time. Great to see the Smurfs again, and glad GSC is competitive.
Yeah, they're in a great spot. Very, very fun.
Broken Chef said full army in chat. Just saying.
Full army.
Just a ton of moons.
Oh my god.
I mean, yeah,
Almonds.
it's either. I mean, it's Gloomspite or Edeneth.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's fair.
So are you under the sea or over the moon? Like, you choose.
I love it.
Oh, wow. Someone
I'm like-
stop this woman.
I know. I feel like I'm channeling Super Reedy right now.
Yeah. There you go. You'll be Miss Caldorf.
Yeah, you'll be missed for
Many
sure.
more in the future to come. So.
Exactly.
I think GSC is like one of those armies where again, the meta maybe the meta doesn't shift technically, but like people are gonna have to look out for GSC,
gotta
or they're
learn
just
it.
gonna take them by surprise.
Yeah, you want to be prepared
It's
for
gonna
it.
shift the way you think about playing against an army.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, Chateau Mama.
Oh.
Recent codices or codexes, who knows how to say it, complexity, power or both have blunted my will to play ninth. Do comp players feel similar, or are they enjoying the changes?
I think a lot of changes for competitive play is a good thing. That means there's a lot of variety. If something's broken, it's not going to be broken for long.
Yeah.
But you're right. It changes so often, and it's hard to keep up. People that this isn't their full-time or part-time job, it's going to be very hard for you to keep up as just a part-time hobby, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. What do you think?
I agree. I think keeping it moving is good, so that it doesn't get not so much getting stale, it's so that things can keep getting rebalanced.
Yeah, for sure.
It is, in a way, it's hardest for people who want to play tournaments but don't have a ton of time to dedicate to it, because you're at that position where it's like you're trying to get your army ready for like an event, and you're prepping and blah blah blah, and then something else comes out and changes everything and adjusts it.
It's going to take 3 months, but the game changes in 3 months.
Yeah, exactly.
Or like changes every 2 months or something. Yeah.
So it's hardest for them. I think if you're playing at home, you don't even have to worry about all the newest updates. Just honestly,
have the mindset of just trying to enjoy the game.
Yeah.
And take it for what it is. You don't need to be that super competitive guy. Most people aren't.
Yeah.
Just enjoy. And
complexity-wise, I as much as I love it, things are probably too complicated right now, and I wouldn't mind seeing some reduction in that, because it's crazy. And also, that is actually not a good thing for competitive play, in the sense that, like we just said, like, you have to know everything about every single army. Like, GSC is crazy complicated. Well, if you're playing tournaments, you only get to ignore that so much. Like, you have to know how to fight them, and so it's nuts.
Yeah.
Well, thank you again, Broken Chef. Also tempted to take time off AOS and try my hand at 40k, but want guard with a ton of sentinels. Is that even a good idea?
I mean, not now. Sentinels, that is. But
I mean, guard in general is pretty rough. Not taking the run-of-the-mill stuff, pretty rough.
I want you to like 40k, Broken Chef. That sounds too hard.
We don't want to set you up for failure.
Yeah, kind of, So it might not be the time just yet, other than maybe a few models that inspire you. Could always be a thing.
Although I do agree, Sentinels, very cool.
They're so cool. I have 3 GSC ones, by the way.
What do you not?
Heresy.
No one's surprised.
That wasn't like a weird flex. I was just like, they're a cool model, but they're not even amazing. And
He's like trying to intimidate me in our next game. I'll bring him.
Thank you, Not So Average Joe. Hey, Titans. I want to start a Daughters of Cain army, and looking at, he's so proud of me, isn't it, love? Right? Yeah. Looking at Scions, they seem too good to pass up with -2 AP. Is there any reasons to take normal guardsmen?
Oh, no, it's Daughters of Cain.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Death Corps of Krieg.
Oh, fine.
I thought it was DOK, was DKOK.
What did you say? Death
Corps of Krieg. Death Corps of Krieg.
You
Corp
can't
with
even
a K.
say that.
What?
Fine.
No, I can't. I always forget. It's not core. It is core, not corpse.
Corp.
Or corp.
Corpse.
I think we're not supposed to say
the P. is silent,
Yeah, the P is silent.
Military things.
Okay, wait, can we pull that up again, Mel?
Yes. Just so you know, I put a poll up in chat what Broken Chef should do, and Gloomspite won.
So 2 new Gloomspite people today.
Aha!
So Death Corps of Krieg Army. Looking at Scions, seem too good to pass up with AP2. Is there any reason to take normal guardsmen? Great question. What do you think, John?
Is there a points difference, do we think? Do you know?
Slightly.
Because a lot of the times, probably most of your army, in terms of guardsmen, most of your guardsmen are just going to be throwaway, I feel like. I feel like you're just going to throw them out. They're not going to shoot because they're going to move.
Yes.
So maybe that's the reason. Although I'm totally get why the Krieg guardsmen are way better. Scions.
Yeah, they're cheaper. Sometimes you just need bodies, right? You just need 10 bodies that are super cheap, and they are cheaper. I don't know if Death Corps can. You can take Scions, but they won't have the Krieg trait.
Yeah. Scions are way more expensive, right? Because you get a 5-man instead of a 10.
Yeah.
For base.
Yeah. No, they are more expensive. That's the main reason.
So yeah, they have their obvious roles, I feel like, for sure.
Yeah.
If you want to kill something, take Scions. If you want to screen, take objectives, take guardsmen.
Yep.
Yeah.
100%.
For sure. And yeah.
Keep going.
No, that's it.
Last one for the night. Thank you, Cody. Which 40k character would you pick to help your group of 4, John, Mel, Adrian, +1, escape a Renaissance Festival escape room?
Oh my gosh.
Madness.
It's been so long since I went to a Ren fair.
Oh, man.
No, it has not been a long time for me at all.
Yeah. Which 40k character?
Just for today, Jackal Alphys. I look at that model and I'm like, I want her to be like my BFF.
Yeah, you want to hang out with her.
I want to hang out with her. I think
Cool.
she would. I don't think I'm cool enough to hang out with her, to be honest.
Yeah.
But like, also you just agreed to that, rude.
No.
But,
I agree that she's pretty cool, but you're cool too. So I think she'd want to hang out with you.
What do you guys say?
Oh, that's the hard one. Hold on, come back to me.
Well, it's a good answer, so I will make sure I pick a different one just to pick a different one.
Yeah. There's so many options, and I'm not sure if any of them are relevant.
Who would be the least annoying in an escape room?
The least annoying? I feel like everyone from 40k would be annoying.
Yeah, who's not annoying?
Who's not annoying?
You guys like harmonized on that.
It's not the first time we've done that either.
Spend too much time together. Like I would take my boy Snickrot.
You are not getting out of that escape room.
He's real cunning and clever, and he's ready.
Nope, Adrian dies in that escape room.
No, he'll just like chop his way through it if we just fail. He's cunning and brutal.
Oh my gosh, I still don't know. They all seem like Dante pops into mind.
Dante.
Like he'd be brutal. He was probably around the time in Renaissance, like he's just that old.
Yeah, you're gonna give him like it's not flashbacks, but he'll be like, yes. Yes.
When I was a lad, I used to ride this horse.
Well, I think the answer to that question.
Yeah.
Did we do it?
We did it.
Awesome.
Whoa.
Oh. Well, we had an amazing show, amazing time, amazing company.
Amazing food.
Amazing food.
Thank you,
Magnus.
Thank you, Magnus.
And I don't know, had a really good time this week playing GSC, Custodes.
Could it be that I was here all week?
Absolutely.
It was a great week.
Did you have a good time?
I did have a good time.
Well,
I'm tired. I need a nap.
It's definitely nap time. It feels like it. Before we leave you guys, just talking about, again, what's coming on up. On Tuesday, we're going to have a vote that we're going to put up right after this regarding, do you want to see more GSC? Do you want to see more Custodes? Do you want to see something else? We'll get the vote up very shortly. And it's going to be exciting. I believe it's going to be a Bridger and I day, at least for sure. And next week, a lot of exciting stuff. As I mentioned, Vegas is just around the corner. If you guys have not seen, we're going to put in the description below the fact that we have our very first meetup at LVO. Friday night, there's going to be one that's open for everyone. Come on, say hi. We'll kind of figure out a spot to just kind of hang out for a bit, chat, hang out, take pictures. And then Saturday, if you're an Emperor, definitely check it out. We have our first Emperors Only meetup. And so message Mel on Discord if you want the contact info for that. Cool. That's the best way, right? That's definitely the best way.
It's definitely not the best way.
What's the best way?
There's a channel now.
Well,
also.
because
the channel. That's the best way.
Yeah.
On Discord, there's a channel. That's actually the fastest. But yeah, very exciting. Well, as always, everyone, thank you so much for spending time with us, hanging out. We appreciate it. And we'll catch you next time on the Tabletop. Bye.
Bye.